as he's getting closer and closer. And that's kind of at the lower levels of his screen there, everybody, as you see about the horizon that he's driving on. And then above is the cumulus clouds. And then high up in the tops there, you see those cirrus clouds floating up there. So again, he's got a great view from his camera. I'm glad that he is on board with us as well. Like I said, I've only got us two on still, waiting for the other chasers to chime on in. And again, thanks to our sponsors, FTC Roofing, 720-726-5854. Also would like to thank Baru International, Jason and Day, for doing such a wonderful job with our merch. If you guys got to go get our merch, it's amazing how quick they turn around. Farmers Insurance, Trace Hall. Give them a call for your insurance needs. It's that time of season where we need insurance too, so give Trace a call. PCE at 970-520-7176, 970-520-7176. Hi, Amanda. Rempro, 970-743-3420, Rempro, 970-743-3420. And Great Plains Glass Company, 970-554-2810, 970-554-2810. They're popping up there on the stream. 4 Thrills, 1 Roof. And that's American Paintball Coliseum. Give them a call for airsoft and laser tag. And there's our final one, which our first one was FTC Roofing. Amanda, good to have you on board with us as we're doing a live chase. I'm staying home today because I've had a bit of a headache. And I just took some medicine to help, and it's still not quite going away yet. I'm about an hour and a half in, and I thought, you know what, today's a good day. It's not going to be a horrible severe weather day, so I thought I'd try the live stream here from home and giving you views from other vehicles. So this is Cody's vehicle as he's driving via I-76, and he is heading towards Fort Morgan area. Matter of fact, I'm looking at those cumulus clouds. They're starting to get a little more looks like they're developing a little bit better right there in the middle of your screen there, everybody. And Cody's talking about that cell you can see slightly off to the right there on his screen. That's that bigger cell that's out by the Ray Yuma area. That, you know, like he mentioned, that's about 100 miles away from him. Glad that he twisted his camera just a bit for you all to see. And, you know, that's how far of a view we have today on the cameras on the live stream. So it's so good to have that. Makes it much easier. And again, once Cody gets closer to some of these storms, which his target zone right now is Akron and Fort Morgan Brush area here. It's what it sounds like. More towards Akron, I would assume. So, yeah, I'm hoping so, Amanda. This headache has just been kind of a pain. Don, I don't know what happens. It goes maybe about 30 minutes, and then it kicked us out again. So just stay with us. Just be patient if it kicks us out again. This is, you know, and I'm on one of these, what do they call it, gamer computers. So they're made to like do like high-end like transmission and showing of your videos and stuff. So I literally bought this computer for that reason. So I don't know why once in a while it just kind of kicks out everything and makes me start over. It freezes on me. Oh, excuse me. Oh, Austin's in. Austin, let's go check out with Austin, everybody. Looks like Austin's on stream with us. So let's swing over. His screen is dark. Austin is driving in pitch dark, it looks like, on his screen. Let's be comical for a moment. There's Austin. It is totally a blacked out screen on him. But he's on. So, Austin, we can hear you. Can you get your camera up and running? But I think we should be able to hear you if you do talk. And we can do a test run of you. There you are. Go ahead.
You got me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We just can't see anything yet.
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to figure it out.
I was telling everybody, Austin's in night mode. You're far away and you're chasing at nighttime, right?
Yep, always.
So everybody, Austin Gordon's on. Gordo's on the screen there. I know it's black right now. We'll get him back up here in a minute, though. So, Austin, we'll keep an eye on your screen. When you pop back up, we'll come on. We'll let you figure that out. Let's swing back over to Cody real quick, everybody. And again, this is Cody's view. There you go. There's Cody's view. And a matter of fact, it's starting to get better on Cody's view as he's getting much closer. Now you can see the clouds off to your center and left of your screen there. As they're getting a little bit thicker, I think things are going to start going here in our area. But again, if you look far, far in the horizon there on his camera, guys, that is some good cells, and that's the ones over Yuma County. Let's swing off of that real quick. let's go to that page real quick. I'm going to show you that real quick. So let's share my screen with you all, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So these are the storms that are out way east, and there's Cody right there is the ones he's talking about on the screen, and those are going into Kansas. Now I do see new cells popping up here. It looks like we've got one just east of Foco. Let's get close to that. It's going to be north of Greeley, it looks like. Let's zoom in on that guy here. Yep, right there. There it is. So, thought I heard Austin here for a moment, but I guess not. Okay, my son Austin, sorry. There's two Austins on the team, so it confuses probably Austin Gordon when I say I hear Austin. So this is closer to Purcell, out by Briggsdale area. You can see those storms are starting to fire off to the north and slightly northwest. So we'll see how that one goes as that one continues to grow. We can go to the National Weather Service out of Kansas and look at this from Goodland. These are those storms that Cody is really talking about. Look at these things. There's a hail core on that one out by Ray right now as it's heading forward directly for Ray. So folks in Ray need to be ready just in case we do go to a severe thunderstorm warning on this one. Just be prepared for that. Again, the storm is heading right down 385 towards 34. So if you're in the Ray area, it's probably pretty dark. There is a hail core with that one. You can see the white there, which probably indicates most likely there's a hail core. And there's also a new cell that just popped up southwest of Yuma, and that's on the screen there as well. So that's from a National Weather Service out of Goodland. Okay, and then let's swing over to another radar here. I want to go to the Cheyenne, Wyoming radar. So let's go to Cheyenne's here. Let me bump up to Cheyenne, Wyoming here. Let's take a look at their radar as well. So this is the Cheyenne. Whoa, there's a big cell that just popped up northeast of Cheyenne. Let's zoom in on this one. So we got some cells finally. I told you once you got the Cheyenne, they'd start firing off. This one might go warned here, folks. So we're going to keep an eye on this one here. So here's Burns and Hillsdale, and this thing is coming right for, let's see, I would be surprised if it was going east. It's really more going southeast. Yeah, this thing is heading southeast. It's probably going to split just east of Burns and Pines Bluff right here. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that storm picking up some intensity. It's gotten pretty strong, and that's on the old Torrington Torrington Road or US 85, Highway 85 in Wyoming. So don't be surprised to see if that thing really picked up. If it stays on its southeast path, I think it's going to go probably between Pine Bluffs and Burns, Wyoming, and then work its way towards the Peets and east of Hereford, and kind of between Peets and Hereford there in Logan and Weld County. I'll get my head on here. Sorry about that. So we'll see how that works on that storm. Okay, so let's go back to our live scene here. And again, you know, as I was telling you, as Cody's driving, you can see the clouds are starting to change, starting to get a little bit thicker up and everything. Cody's on I-76. Amanda, he is heading eastbound towards Morgan County. He's been on the road, so glad that he's out with us. It makes a difference. Go ahead, Cody.
Yeah, just a quick update, Paul. So I actually did just make a U-turn here to go north. I'm in Fort Morgan, but I'm going to go target towards the Raymer area because I also noticed that same cell coming out towards Pine Bluffs, and I think the Raymer area is going to get me in good position to be right on the south side of it if it comes this way.
Perfect. So Cody's going to head north there towards that storm. He saw that one on the Wyoming radar too that's working its way here. So that could be one of the cells that we're going to keep an eye on. That could be some big hail producers. So it sounds like he's going to bounce a little bit north, which I have no problem with. I think it's a great call to do because it's pretty much less action going on here for us. So we'll keep you posted. Austin, let's see where Austin is, everybody. Let's add Austin Gordon and see. There's Austin. Still working on that camera there, huh, buddy? You know, you got to hit your share camera mode on your screen, Austin, and that was my difficulty. And once I hit share camera and allow, it popped up all my cameras. And then you have to kind of select what camera you want to show on the screen. And then once it selects that, then it will allow you to be on there. But we can hear you. Austin, do you have any updates to tell us where you're at least?
I'm still in Sterling right now.
Okay. Still in Sterling. How's it look out by Sterling?
Clear.
Is it severe clear?
That's clear.
You had a storm go through earlier, though, correct?
Yeah, I got a little bit of rain here.
Okay. Anything else? Just rain or no hail or anything out by Sterling?
Nah, just rain.
Just rain? Okay, good. Good. All right. So, yeah. And it's usually on those settings, brother, when you go on that. So, you got to get your camera tweaked on there. Once your camera's good, then you're good to go. So, that's all you got to do for yours, Cody, or Austin. So, it's all in the sharing mode on that screen. But we can hear you clearly. So, if you do have updates, let us know and we'll come back to you, okay?
Will do.
All right, thanks, Austin. Gordon, who's out in Sterling right now. Let's go back to Cody on the screen here. There's Cody as he's bouncing. I believe he's going to be going north. Oops, let me put him back up on the screen there. I did not put him on the screen. There we go.
Yep, I'm headed north on State Highway 52.
Okay, perfect. So Cody's going northbound on Highway 52, everybody, towards the Wyoming storm. And you can see that's looking north on his camera there. So maybe we'll get something there. And he's heading for that storm that's probably going to go through Burns, Wyoming. Burns is such a good place to get some good storms too. We've sat there many times and hit hard by storms out by Burns, Wyoming. For some reason, it's just the way that things are. The topography makes it really good for us to go. So, Amanda, you actually slept through lightning and thunder. I had people reporting lightning and thunder in the Sterling area, so you must have been really out to miss that one. That's the only thing I can tell you, sis, is you had to have missed it that way. So, again, so that's all right, though. That's quite okay. At least you're on right now, right? So that's all that matters. So let's take a look at the doghouse, everybody. We'll pop this camera up on the screen while Cody's continuing his northbound trek. This is the view from the doghouse. You can see it's getting a little bit darker here. So let's put him back on the stream there for you all to see. Okay. So you can see it's kind of darkening up just a little bit, but not bad. And again, this is the view from the doghouse at this time. And that's camera sitting literally right next to me. So it's great that I have that one available. You know what? I just lost my drink. I was drinking that Mountain Dew Zero Sugar. And I totally have no idea where I put it. I mean, literally don't. Oh, there it is. It's on the window seal. See, it's... Yeah, you truly had to have missed that one. So, but that's okay. That's all right. At least you're on board with us now. So that's a good thing. So we're waiting. Like I said, we got 3 chasers on currently. Austin Gordon, myself from the doghouse, and then Cody, who is northbound on Highway 52, trying to catch up with some of these storms. And we're waiting to see if my son Austin will be on, and Abe. I think Abe was talking about going on as well. So Cody's got the wipers on though. So let's see if he's getting any rain where he's at. Cody?
No, not yet. I was just trying to clear the windshield. But
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if some of this cumulus has a little bit of rain in it here in front of me.
So we caught you in mid-cheating of cleaning your windshield is what you're saying?
Yeah, cheating. But yeah, I do think, as you can see in front of me, even these darker bases that are starting to develop. So these could be cells going up as well, just northwest of
Perfect.
Sterling, west of Sterling.
All righty. So let's take a look at the radar then for Cody there as he is on. I'm going to screen share with all of you there. The only problem is with my radar, it doesn't work for radar scope. And Cody, I might have to have you take a look at that when you get a chance, because for some reason my radar scope's not working, but we'll bring Cody back on. But look at this. This is the storm out of Pine Bluff, where I told you was heading for Pines Bluff and Burns. Look at this thing. It's got a lot of white in it already. So that tells me there's probably some pretty good hail, a pretty good hail core in this guy. And it's starting to bow out a little bit too. You can see how it's kind of curving right there, which shows me there's probably some pretty good winds on this storm. No warnings on it yet. Wouldn't be surprised if that winds create a warning on that. We'll see what happens. Let's go down to Colorado and take a look at these other ones here. Let me move this radar over here. I have 3 radars up at the same time. So let's take a look at this one. This is probably towards the Briggsdale area. And you can see those cells of trying to fire up over Briggsdale. They go up and then they kind of go right back down. So we'll keep an eye on those ones. And again, I think it's due to low numbers on dew points. So that's probably not helping at all. Let's take a look at our storms east of here that's going into Kansas. And I told you if you're in the Ray area, there's a good wind gust right there. As a matter of fact, you could see it right curving out there. That's a little bit of a wind gust coming into Ray. So if you're in Ray, you're probably going to get some pretty good bursts of winds coming through at any time now. It looks like it's just about over the town of Ray. The earlier one that went through Yuma has actually picked up in intensity as well. So we'll see. But I do think if you're in the Ray area, oh, yeah, there goes my radar just updated. It actually got a little bit stronger as it's going into Ray. So if you're in Ray, be ready for some pretty good weather. Might get some hail on this one as it's coming closer to you. Again, that's if you live in the Ray area. And again, that's coming down Highway 385 there. And you can see there's my view of 385 and Highway 34. It's getting ready to cross over that one. And then this other cell is going to cross over as well on 385. So we'll keep an eye on those ones for you. As again, Big Dog Northeast Colorado Storm Chasers are totally live right now on these storms. And we've got 3 chasers out. Hopefully we'll have some more chasers on. It's so great that I can actually pull chasers up here on the screen and show them to you, which makes it so nice. And again, right now you're seeing Cody up on the stream there. I've got Cody, Austin Gordon, and myself out and about right now. And again, my out is literally at home today, so that's where I'm at. I just had a pretty good headache going for me, so that made a difference. So, hi, Julie. Welcome on. Austin Gordon, still working on getting his camera up and running. So let's go back to Cody and get him back up on the screen. Julie, let me check here real quick. Let me pop up McCook, Nebraska here for you. Sorry, just closing that screen real quick. And again, you can see, we'll keep Cody up live for a moment while I'm looking on the McCook one here. Give me just a moment. You know, you can't see my screen, but I can see, you can see Cody, which is good. Sorry, Julie, I'm trying to. My radar button is fighting me. So this is the radar out of Goodland also. So I'm looking at you right now. Julie, it looks like those storms that are west of you, directly west of you, are all going to move southeast. Those are those ones I was talking about on Highway 385. Let's pull that back up for you here on the screen, Julie. Let me show you what I'm talking about. And again, I hope you guys like this new way that we're trying to do things here to make it so everybody can see a little bit better as we're chasing. But so Julie is right here, everybody. And there's those storms out of McCook, or west of McCook, southwest of Imperial. I think you're going to be okay. I'd rather pull up this radar. It's a little bit better right here out of Kansas. There we go. So this is that radar out of Kansas, out of Goodland, which will probably give me a little bit better view for you, Julie. But you can see right now most of those storms are going to be moving to your south and west of you. So there you go. You can see that one. And there's the storms that are going right over Ray right now. I think at this point, if these do expand here, and I think you can see my screen now, if this one here right south of Highway 6 continues to grow, I mean, it could expand to you, but right now it doesn't look like it's going to. We'll keep an eye on this one out by Highway 6, though. That's coming in between 34 and Highway 6. Again, if that storm continues to develop, it could head towards you. But right now it looks like you're going to be good and in the clear at this point. It's gotten much cooler here at the doghouse, so it feels great. So, fire in Nebraska. What fire? I guess I've kind of been out of the loop on this one, Amanda, so I apologize if I don't know. Let's take a look. I can tell you that easy, though. Hold on. Fire. Oops, no. NWCG. There's that. Let me look here. I love looking up this stuff, and it's been so long now since I hit this one. No, that's just the that's the wrong button I hit. That's just how to get trained. I almost gave you the training site, how to go get training if you want there, Amanda. Let's see. Hold on. Alerts might be here. Okay. Here we are. Of course we can talk about that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I could just get my computer to work for me the right way, then we're going to be good. Boy, I tell you what, guys, I have a nice cool breeze blowing through this doghouse, and it is just amazing. Absolutely amazing. I was going to say, the most recent fire that I saw was probably going to be out. There was one here. There's one. That's weird. That one is showing up by Sterling, or actually more by Pete's. Let's zoom in a little bit more out here. Looks like we do have, no, that's power lines there. Looking at watch duty. Watch duty is really good for us, but I'm not showing much going on at this point. There is an old fire that was out by Logan County, but the only fire that I truly see on my screen is a prescribed burn, but I'm not showing much out there. So I think we should be pretty good on that one, Amanda. Yeah, that's the one that was out by McConaughey, but I think that's pretty good. So, yeah. I love Oberlin, Kansas. I have a friend that lives over there by Oberlin. He's the fire chief out in that area, and I go visit him a lot. His name is Steve Hirsch, and I love going to that area. We actually had breakfast the town north of Oberlin, and ate some breakfast there. I can't remember what the name of that town was, but I got to get better at remembering the town names when we were there. So. Yeah, the only one I could think was the Lake McConaughey fire is the one that he's talking about. That's pretty much contained at this point, which is good. So that's good news on that, guys. So let's take a look at our radar again. And there's the ones that are out of west of McCook and southwest of Imperial. And again, that's 2 counties away from you, Julie. I think you're going to be quite all right at this point. Again, I can pull that radar up, and that's a pretty good hail core, though, folks. That's going on this guy here. Let me refresh that radar real quick. Yeah, you can see it right there as it's going right through. And there is Ray right now. That hail core looks like it's just getting ready to go over Ray as we speak. Hopefully you don't have big hail, and that's off the Goodland, Kansas radar. They don't have a special weather statement on it or anything, so hopefully it's going to be okay for those folks that are in that storm path. Let's look here. Looks like some cells are starting to fire off in north on Highway 14 that Cody was talking about a little bit earlier. You can see here, let's go north, and that's that storm out of Wyoming. Let's take a peek on that one real quick. I'm going to refresh this radar just to make sure that it's updated and better for us. Yeah, this is the one that's coming between Pine Bluffs and Burns. Zooming in on this guy here for us to see. So this is Pine Bluffs right here where my cursor is at the bottom right of your corner of your screen. You can see some winds are starting to pick up as that storm is moving its way to the southeast on the storm in Wyoming. Georgia. I think there are some big fires in Georgia too, to be honest with you. Give me just a second here, though. I'm going to switch scenes for everybody. And again, now you're seeing Cody's screen. on the screen. There's a much darker where Cody's at now. I'm assuming he's still continuing northbound, but that is a much darker screen. Those clouds look a little bit better, Cody.
Yeah, so I'm just south of Raymer now, and there's a cell going up just to my west, but also the one coming out of Wyoming does have the special weather statement on it, almost severe 50 to 55 mile an hour winds.
Perfect. So Cody's saying that storm out of Burns probably has a special weather statement. It didn't pop up on my screen, but I can refresh that and see if that's the case, and we'll check on that one. That's probably going to be, like I said, the high winds, and we did see that. I was showing you that, how they were kind of curving as that storm was moving southeast. You could see the winds ahead of it, and that usually is indicative of a storm that's picking up some high intense winds. So again, Cody's heading northbound, and he's keeping an eye on those storms. We'll break into him if something comes up as we go from there. So that's a good view. Let's take a look from a different view here. Let's see. I'll put mine up on the screen here for the doghouse. Still, Austin, my son, has not popped up on the screen. I don't know where he is at. He's probably hiding somewhere. So this is the view from the doghouse. A little bit smaller. It's on my cell phone, so it's not a perfect view, but it's great that my cell phone is able to show it to you. I only have 13% battery, believe it or not. It's terrible how much battery that this thing drains. So Austin said he went on hold for just a minute, so he'll be back in a little bit. So Austin Gordon will be back with us here in just a few minutes. So I'm going to pop Cody back up on the screen there. At least you'll see his view as he continues to drive northbound. So Austin Gordon did kick off for just a minute. He'll be back in just a little bit. Hopefully my son Austin Acosta, Little Dog 1, will join our stream, and we can use his view, and we'll see how it goes. I'm wondering if any of the other guys. Abe told me he was going to go out too, so I'm surprised I haven't seen them. But we'll leave that up there real quick. Well, I'm going to look. Oops, let me put that back up. Sorry, everybody. I'm going to put him back up on there. And I'm going to take a look at the weather radars real quick while you're all doing that. And I'm also going to get some of those special weather statements read to you real quick, because Cody said there's a special weather statement out north. So I'm going to read that off real quick for everybody. Yep, I see it on my screen. All right, so we actually got a severe thunderstorm warning for Medicine Bow and a special weather statement for Pine Bluff. So let's go to Pine Bluffs first. So, because they're a little bit closer. A strong thunderstorm will impact northwestern Kimball, southwestern Banner, and east central Laramie counties through 4:45 p.m. At 4:16, Doppler was tracking a strong thunderstorm near Gun Barrel, 29 miles northeast of Cheyenne, moving east at 45 miles an hour. Wind gusts of 50 to 55 and penny-sized hail, radar indicated, could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured object. Minor hail damage is possible. This includes Pine Bluffs, Albin, Egbert, and Pine Bluffs Municipal Airport. I've been to Albin. That's a nice place. So it does include I-80. So if you're traveling on I-80 westbound from that area, you're probably going to catch some of that as well. So again, 50 to 55 mile an hour winds. Let's take a look at it. Severe thunderstorm warning. There's one out by Medicine Bow. Severe thunderstorm warning for East Carbon County and South Central Wyoming, East Central Albany County and Southeastern Wyoming at 4:21. Actually, it's until 5 o'clock, so another 30 minutes on that one. But at 4:21, a severe thunderstorm is located over Medicine Bow, or 51 miles northwest of Laramie, moving southeast at 45 miles an hour. That's a fast-moving thunderstorm. 60 mile an hour winds on this one. Radar indicated expect damage to roof, sightings of trees. This includes Medicine Bow, Rock River, and Wheatland Reservoir number 3. So if you're in those areas, and I'll pull that up on the screen for you all to look at here real quick. And let me pop that up. So this is the storm that has a special weather statement right here. Let me pop this out real quick here and show you what I'm talking about. So that's not what I wanted. I got Cody up on the screen anyway, so let me pull up my screen here. There we go. Now you guys should be able to see my screen a little bit better. So this is the storm that has a special weather statement right here that Cody and I are talking about. It's actually getting bigger, and you can see it starting to bow a little bit more. Right there, you can see it pushing out like a little nose on it. So that lets me know that it's probably going to be some pretty solid winds with that storm. And there is that severe thunderstorm warning I was talking about by Medicine Bow. This thing is moving fast. You can see it bowed out too. You can see how it's curving out a little bit. That's where it's causing those 60 mile an hour winds on that thing. But there's quite a few storms. There's a new cell that's gone up by Cheyenne, Wyoming. I can see that one north of Cheyenne, moving southeast, it looks like as well. So those are the ones that we're going to keep an eye on. And you can see these boundaries right here, from these storms. You got a couple boundaries colliding up here at the Colorado-Wyoming border. I see two boundaries colliding, but you can see these little boundaries that these storms are pushing out from those winds, and that's amazing. I love how you can see a boundary on the screen there, and that's those little lines right there underneath the word Cheyenne. You'll see it kind of move at your screen and moving to the southeast. So that storm is heading its way towards Colorado. Wouldn't be surprised that it hits in the next hour or so. Let's keep a look at the one, any of them here. It looks like we've got some out by Sterling starting to form again. Looks like some new cells have popped up west of Sterling, so we'll see what goes with those. We'll keep an eye on those as they're just in the developing stage, so not too severe at this point. And then let's go to the ones that are in Goodland, Kansas area. Let's see if we can get anything on those. I don't think they're severe, but we'll keep an eye on it. Whoops, don't know. Oh, it went right to the radar site. No wonder why. Yeah, that's still pretty good cell that went over Ray just a little bit ago. I'm surprised that there wasn't. There's probably a special weather statement on that one too, and I just didn't see it. So we'll take a peek on that one here in just a few moments. Let me refresh this from the Weather Service though, out of Wyoming. And the one in Ray, it does have a special weather statement. I'm glad I did see that. 422. Doppler radar indicated a strong thunderstorm 4 miles southeast of Ray, moving southeast at 25 miles an hour. Wind gusts up to 50 half-inch diameter hail. This includes Highway 385 between mile markers 233 and 243. So that's about a 10-mile stretch of Highway 385 south of the town of Ray. So if you're traveling south on 385 from Ray, probably going to come through some pretty rough weather there, so keep an eye on that. Northwestern Cheyenne County, also in northwestern Kansas, and southwestern Dundee counties in southwestern Nebraska. So there you go. Those are those storms there. Let's continue on and look at our screen here. So those are some of the storms that are going on. That's fine. A couple of people are still with us. So this is Cody's view again as he's continuing his trek. Looks like he's got some.
Yeah, Paul, I'll have a pretty good view here in a second. I can see the base. It's just behind me, but I'm going to go north a little bit more. But it's definitely surface based.
Okay, and what's your location currently?
I just turned east out of Raymer, so I'm going to go north on 71 here in a little bit, and then I'll have a really good view on it.
Okay, perfect. So you're on Highway 14.
Yep, that's correct.
Perfect. Okay, so Cody's on Highway 14 going east. He's going to go north on 71 here in just a little bit, everybody. So you're going to get a good view of this storm that he is working on getting much closer to, that is coming out of that Pine Bluffs area just to the northwest of there. So we'll keep Cody on the screen as we get closer and closer to that. Still haven't had any other chasers on yet. I'm still looking on the screen. Just myself and Cody. Let's go to the doghouse real quick, as he's in a tough area too for cell service. But again, he's trying that new Starlink, so hopefully that holds for him. And this is the view from the doghouse, everybody. Yeah, Zach, I was just talking about that too. Great view of that on the radar. Zach Deal's on board with us too, everybody. And he's showing some that collision of those boundaries I was talking about. And you can see it right here on the screen. And hopefully you can see my arrows. But southwest of Cheyenne, you see two boundaries colliding. And that can cause a lot of instability when that happens. You can get some brief spin-ups. A lot of times you get boundaries that collide. That can cause little land spouts. So I just don't know if that's possible today. But definitely looking at that, you can see that on the Cheyenne radar. We probably should be able to see it on our radar here as well. Let me go here and see. No, it's not as good on this one. And I'm on the KFTG radar, which is Colorado's radar. But let me just take one more look at it and see, just to be safe. It doesn't show it as well, the boundaries colliding. But when I go to Cheyenne, you can really see those boundaries colliding up against each other. And there's still that warning out by Medicine Bow that I talked about. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if they issued a warning on this one that's going to be heading right for Pine Bluffs. So if you're in the Pine Bluffs area, it's looking pretty dark right now. You probably got some hail coming your way. Not big hail, but definitely some hail to know that there's a possibility of having some significant weather. So if you got time, it's time to move things inside and get ready just to hang tight until the storm's over. One over the Ranchettes right now as well, north of Cheyenne. That's working its way southeast as well. So we'll keep an eye on that one as that one's continuing to grow. Looking for any special weather statements. They did update one here on our thing here. So let's go to this Pine Bluffs one. I'm assuming this one's going to include Pine Bluffs now. So let's see what it says here. This just came out at 4:27 a few moments ago. Doppler radar tracking gusty storms near North Cheyenne, 11 miles north of Cheyenne, moving east at 40, wind gust of 50 to 55. This includes Cheyenne, Burns, Happy Valley, Rocking Star Ranch, Silver Sage Estates, Egbert, Laramie County Fairgrounds at Archer, Hillsdale, Fox Farm College, Cheyenne Regional Airport, Winchester Hills, South Greeley Highway, Ranchettes, Warren Air Force Base, Frontier Park, North Cheyenne, South Cheyenne, Carpenter, Bison Crossing, and Grass Hills. This is also I-25 between mile markers 1 and 27, and I-80 between mile markers 350 and 92. That's a 42-mile stretch of I-80 is what that's including, everybody. So not worried about hail at this point. It's really more of the wind on this storm. So let's pull that one up. That's those storms they're talking about right here. There's a whole group of storms right here that are working their way. And that's what Zach and I were just talking about, where those boundaries have collided. So you got a little bit of instability on the north part here, probably in northern Weld County. So we'll see what happens as those winds collide up against each other out there. We got a new cell. Looks like it's trying to go up out on Highway 14. Let me zoom in over here. It's kind of gone up and down. Again, I think it's based on our dew points on that guy there. So we'll see. Give me just a second here. Oops. For some reason, my screen isn't showing. So give me just a moment. It would be great that I share my screen with you for you guys to see it. Hopefully I don't freeze too much. I will tell her she's actually working, Julie, today. Teresa's working today, so, and this whole weekend she's doing a whole Mother's Day workup, so she won't be able to be home. So that's why I'm kind of doing my stuff here at the house. So my screen is kind of frozen here, everybody. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully my screen will come back. Stay with me. We might have to refresh everything, and we'll have to have you relog back in on us here, because it's about after 30 minutes, my screen, for some reason, I don't know what it is. It's got to be something with the system or what. But I can see myself on here, but I can't really move much. So stay with me here. I might have to refresh my stream here. So if I go off and come back on, I'm sorry. That's just kind of what I have to do to get it working again. So bear with me here. This is our first try at trying to do these live updates for everybody here. My screen is completely frozen though. And again, I've got some pretty good coverage here on my screen. It's just not wanting to do what it needs to do.